Hey, so I just finished doing my first on the table Chicago community town hall discussion forum right here in Austin. So I had about 15 people show up, come and go, whatever, and most of them were elderly men. So I'm going to give you guys my top 5 things that they said that we need to do in order to better the circumstances of Austin. I live in Austin, which is primarily the west side of Chicago, the northwest side of Chicago. And we currently have the highest violence rate. We stole that from Inglewood, something I'm not proud of. But as of February, that's what happened. A lot of people don't know how that started. Since I'm out here in these streets, I have a little inkling on how that started. Last year, I think it was maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, right here on North Avenue and Menard, I believe, there were 2 young men that were killed. They were shot at and they ran into a pole. In some form or situation, that was the result of a young lady that was raped, and they were chasing the people that raped them. I don't know if the guys that raped the girl were in the car or if those guys were chasing the guys that raped the girl in the car, but at some point in time they got shot at and they ran into a pole on North Avenue and they were killed, sadly. That was the start of a new war on the streets over here. Since then, we've had probably like 2 shootings a weekend, maybe more. One of them even happened on my block, and it was they shot someone. You'd be like, why did you shoot her? What was she doing? Why did you shoot her? So I don't like anybody shooting or anything. But anyway, whole point. That's how this wave of super violence has taken over my community, based upon what my young community members have told me. So when I talked to my elders, and I had 2 young black women there, not super young, but they were like my age, they all seem hopeless. They really don't have solutions other than get these kids off the street, give them jobs. They need home training, and what else did they say? They need respect, and they need some manners. That was their solution on how we can stop or curtail the violence that's happening, not only within our community but overall. They said that the violence is stemmed from a lack of resources. They say that the violence is stemmed from a lack of knowledge and involvement by other people, and it's the politicians' fault because they don't care, they're not active. I do not agree with any of that. I think that, why is this quill not working? I think that the root of the issue is that we aren't taking the time to be a community anymore. You can't expect politicians to represent you and provide some type of solutions for your problems when, one, you don't know what the politicians are capable of. I think there's a lack of knowledge and a lack of communication between the community and the political servants. With that in mind, I think that community members are not aware of access and or programs that will help benefit them or the community as a whole. I think there's a breakdown in that. 2, the education system. Yeah, we got overcrowded schools, we got all that kind of stuff, but if people were more involved, they would have saw this when it was happening, and you're on the tail end of this with these schools closing and things like that. You can't show up and be like, oh, you closing my baby's school 2 days before it's supposed to close. 2 days, you need to stay informed. We want to be informed about everything else. How many of y'all know how many carrots Sierra has in her ring? Okay, how much was your school budget cut? How much? Let me know how much your alderman received for community cleanups. Let me know about that kind of stuff. You have to be more involved with your community. This is where you live. If we were more concerned about where we live and what is allocated for where we live, just like we are with everything else, we're so distracted by everything else, and I think that that is a cultural shift that's affecting us. I think that what we are seeing so much and spoon-fed all this stuff by the media, and our priorities have changed. It's shifted. We have a lower level of activism, and we're more detached from what we should be attached to. This is life. This is life, okay? We need to be focusing on how we can better our current situation so that we can provide a better situation for our offspring. And if you don't have kids, you need to be fighting the fight so that you can make a better situation for other people's kids. We're so obsessed with either self or other people that we're obsessed with. Like, if I could have my way, everybody that is absolutely obsessed with Beyonce, I would harness that love and energy for Beyonce. Now I love Bianca. I'll make some of y'all mad when I say Bianca. I do that all the time. I got that from Marcus Houston. He used to piss off and say Bianca. But anyway, I love Beyonce. I do. But if I could harness that same passion that people have for Beyonce and just pour that into community activism and educational activism and outreach and financial literacy and education. Now, I'm just not getting put up on these things. I'm 35. And I'm just not realizing the importance of this. And I had politically engaged parents, community activists as parents. I had this, and I'm just not realizing the importance of this. And we need to start instilling these same values within our young people. This needs to start at baby age. I'm talking about 5, 6 years old. Your baby found a quarter. You need to explain what that quarter is for. You need to say, hey, you know, there's power with that quarter. Okay, this is where we live. Explain the power behind having a home where you live. You need to start teaching your kids what's really going on in your household. Teach your kids, they're going to be like, okay, we got bills to pay. Okay, money doesn't grow on trees. Mommy and daddy works. Okay, we got to pay for food. It just doesn't magically appear. And we have to take away from this narrative that everyone wants to be rich. That everyone wants to be rich. I have never in my life said that I want to be rich. If you know me, if I ever got rich, you want to know what me being rich equals? My community being rich. The people I love that support my initiatives to better the lives of not only myself but other individuals that surround me. My home. My home is not just where I live physically. My home is my neighborhood. So if I'm ever rich, my community is rich. The young people, the old people in my community, they're all rich. We're going to be rich together, because when you're rich alone, who's really benefiting? Who? So I've never been one to seek out money like that. I've never ever been that type of person. I've never been money hungry. Now, how does this go back to the whole Austin community? Too many people are focused on self. And I think that's the root of the issue. When you're focused on self, you don't give a dang. You'll shoot somebody. You'll rob somebody. You'll do whatever you got to do when you're focused on self. We've lost that element of community. And I think that is the salvation to our issues. We need to address and rebuild the element of community. Next month, in order to celebrate the young people on my 4-block radius, we're going to host our first on the block celebration. What are we going to do? We're going to get people out on the block. We're going to say, hey, I'm going to put out my little newsletter, because I'm the block club president. I'm going to put out my little newsletter and say, hey, these are the kids that are graduating. These kids going to this college. And if they're not going to college, I'm going to do my best to sign their butt up and send them. You understand? And if you need some more money, we're going to go door to door. I'm going to be held accountable for the money. Be like, these are the dollars. Okay? Put it on a little gift card. You need to get to college. I'm sending your butt straight to Alcorn. Okay? You going to Alcorn. You understand? Okay? Here go your bus fare. Bye-bye. Bye, Tito. Bye, Randy. Bye, Michael. Say bye, Michael. That's what we're going to do. And we need to... There's another thing I want to address that we talked about in the meeting. There is a wave of successful young black people, or just people within their own communities, underserved, underprivileged communities, that gain some type of notoriety, that gain some type of quality employment or education, and they leave. Now, if you know my story, you know my testimony. Yeah, that was me, making almost $100,000 a year. Moved downtown. Didn't care nothing about the West Side. You couldn't catch me back on the West Side unless you fail, Thomas fail. I'm coming back to the west side. I'm better than the west side now. When I tell you God took it, God said, know your roots. That's what God said. And I sat there and I sat still and I was like, okay, because I got a mission, I got a call, and I forgot. I got wrapped up in the money. I forgot my roots. I forgot my calling. So I'm back on the west side, and I need more of my people to do that. And you're like, I don't want to move back to the hood. You know, I barely made it out the hood. Okay. When you come back to the hood, you bring your income back to the hood, you're adding more tax dollars to the schools that are closing, that aren't able to fund the education of people, that young people that were just like you. When you move back to the hood, you're helping to bring money to the hood that you grew up in, that helps to fund fixing the streets, that helps to fund different initiatives within your community. Your community can only be better if you bring more money to it. That is how we can better the hood, okay? So one, we need to embrace a more communal environment. Two, we need to stop thinking that we are better than the hood. Get your butt back to the hood, because apparently the hood did something. The hood nurtured you. It gave you a backbone that you probably wouldn't have had any other way. So that's my spiel. You know, I can keep talking about this for days. I'm passionate about this. I'm constantly learning. I do not know everything. These are my opinions, and I'm telling you a summary of what happened in today's meeting. I was blessed. I was touched. Side note, I'm going to try to say this with all the Jesus in my body. I was confronted by the constituents at the meeting. Everybody constituent. They were my, anyway. So I was confronted by the people that came out to my meeting. And two of them asked me, how am I so passionate about black people in the hood, and I walk around with this hair? What in the entire hell does the texture of my hair have to do with the content of what I'm saying and what I'm doing? I need to have an afro for you to respect me. And the man was like, that means you ain't got no self-love and no self-respect, because you out here trying to look like a white woman. Y'all know I got issues with hair. So a weave is easier. I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop thinking that an afro is so easy. I put this on and I brush it and I go. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little water on it. That is it. But other than that, I don't have to do too much. But for you to tell me, even though I got this weave, you see these earrings, a sister is all about making sure that you know that I'm for the community. I'm from the hood, made by the hood, for the hood, will be here to uplift the hood. That is what I'm here for. You understand? That's what my parents raised me for. That's why my parents got together. That's why my grandparents got together. It was all a plot to create a little activist like me. So that's what I'm doing. So it pisses me off that you gonna sit up here and lessen the validity of my message because I have a silky weave. Thank you very much to my extensions. If I bought it from a black-owned company. Okay, this good wave that I got. You understand? At least I bought it from a black-owned company. But that bothered me. So I'm just gonna wrap this video up, and I want to thank y'all for listening. She's randomly walking in circles. I guess she's entertained by the fact that I'm filming a video. I look really gonna sit here while I'm trying to finish my. God bless y'all. Bye bye. Cause West Side people, you finna meet Jessica. Here she come again. Here she come again. She wanna meet Jessica LaShawn, not Jessica LaShawn. That's what. Can I help you?